So you struggle to hit protein, you are not the only one. Now, you will find and you will see in your plan that I don't tend to give anybody over 120 grams of protein. Maybe if it's males, then definitely, but for females, I don't. I just feel that a lot of people are quite quick to give people calories and a protein target of 140 grams plus. And if you actually write down exactly what that is, 140 grams, it's quite unrealistic for the general population, and for brand new people to this style of dieting and education to dieting and training and weight training. So 120 is my cap, and even at that, I'll understand that it's hard to hit 100 for females. So what you're struggling with right now is completely understandable. You are not the only one, and especially if you have certain dietary requirements, like you don't have fish, you don't like tuna, salmon, cod. Even if you like one of those fish, it does limit you. That's just the hope that you actually like chicken and all red meat and turkey and stuff like that, and eggs, because otherwise if you don't like one or two of them, it starts to throw a span in the works, and all of a sudden 140 grams is almost impossible to hit, especially when it's calories like 1600 calories or 1700 calories, and then you've got 140 gram protein target, because essentially all that's doing is they're making you divide the fats and carbs up. And yeah, we know how important protein is for muscle repair, keep you fuller for longer, all that good stuff, but understand that is potentially just unrealistic. So I'll give you as realistic as possible protein target, and then we can go from there. In terms of getting better at actually hitting that target, 100 grams is really what we go for. And if you can have 3 meals with 25 grams in it, and then allow for the other 25 grams to be picked up through snacks and various things. There is now protein shakes, obviously, that a lot of people know about, and then you've now got the clear whey that they've introduced that you can have with water, which seems to be really, really good so far. Of course, then we have the protein shake thing where people have really bad bloat from it. It is dairy as well. What I would say with the dairy part of it is that if you try a protein shake and you think that you bloat too much, give it time. Don't just instantly try it and then feel, I'm bloated. They're no for me. Give it a couple of days, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and eventually, just like most dairy stuff, we can become used to it. Because the reason I say that is to try your best, as it's just completely convenient. When we talk about hitting 100 grams of protein plus, when we're in a typical working day and we haven't taken stuff out of the freezer to get defrosted, we can't get to the shops because we need to plan better, having that 20, 25 grams, 27 grams just to drink can be very, very convenient. And it can be the difference between you just hitting those targets in some days and not hitting those targets and starting to feel that your diet's starting to fall through the cracks. So supplementation with it is very helpful, but we're now in a position in this world where everybody's starting to understand, some people aren't eating meat anymore, but some people are starting to realise that it could be good if they laid off some meat every couple of days. Could they bring in more vegetables? Could they bring in more plant-based stuff? And there is no harm in that. So we've got to be realistic. As we start to go down the plant-based route and those kind of things, we do have to realise that those protein sources will have carbs and fats in them as opposed to more leaner meats and stuff. And that's fine as well, but again, we've got to be in control of our calories here. So don't freak out that you can't hit your protein target. Understand that you're not the only one, and it takes some time. Literally it takes some tweaking, it's just a case of sometimes finding, for example, you get carb sources that are quite high in protein. A New York bagel's got 9 grams of protein in it. You have 2 of them a day, and all of a sudden, for something that was a carb source, has bumped up your protein. So just being aware of that as well can also put you up in, anything from 10 to 15 grams, 9 to 15 grams in a carb source. It might seem like small, but it does add up and it pushes you right up to your target. So take those things on board, seek supplementation when it's needed, but first and foremost, start with your main meals. Every meal should potentially have a protein source with it. So in the morning, it could be oats with a protein shake. poured in, or if you just like them plain, then you could drink the clear whey. Then at lunchtime, a wrap with some chicken, tuna, protein sauce, whatever it is, suits your lifestyle and suits your day and whatever you like. Then at dinner, you could go a bit bigger with the protein because you've got more time to cook it and prepare it. That coupled with the fact that another 25 grams from snacks and carb sources could bump you up to the 100. Then once you start to get in a comfortable position, you can get fancier and maybe spread it out over 4 meals and really get up to the 125, the 120 mark.